So I know it's only been about 2 weeks since I last talked about the PlayStation Vita and what I'm doing with my collection, but I thought I'd at least kind of go through some of the games that I've collected over the time. It's been nearly 10 months since I first did a video on the PlayStation Vita, and since then I've showed off kind of a couple titles here and there that I've picked up that I thought were really kind of cool that I wanted to share. This video will be kind of the part one of 2, 3 maybe, depending on how long it takes me to get through this, of the games that I've picked up, just to kind of chronicle my experiences. I'll talk about each one if I can, some of the unique aspects to each game, or the packaging, what have you. For this particular first video, there will not be any special editions or limited editions, so those will be the ones that have like the CDs included, or any extra goodies, or long boxes. These will be standard editions only. I'll probably do another video for those strictly. And also anything else, of course, as I mentioned, that I've already talked about in the past. So some of the Hyperdimension games, and a couple of the other ones like Persona and Ys. So we're going to kind of jump right in. Starting, most of these are going to be in alphabetical order. And you'll also notice too that a lot of these will be still sealed games, because either I haven't gotten to them to play yet, or I've been finding them really good prices and they just kind of been sitting in the backlog. So I apologize if that offends anybody that I have all these open, still sealed games, and some of them, even you probably wouldn't even care about opening, honestly, especially since this first one we're going to start with, which is Angry Birds Star Wars. I picked this one up at Target when they were having their clearance sale. Everybody's played Angry Birds. You can still find this version on iOS. Nothing new, nothing fancy, nothing in particular other than the fact that this has the touchscreen abilities of the PlayStation Vita. Kind of one of my favorite fun anime fighters. This is kind of the dull-down version. This is Arcana Heart Love Max 3. It's kind of a quirky, fun game. Probably not exactly my favorite. The earlier Arcana games were a little bit better in my opinion. They threw in some more girls, made them more playable. This particular version, this is standard with all retail versions, has a reversible cover. So as you saw, this is the, drop it all over the place here. This is the one that you usually see in retail store shelves, and includes the backside, and then here is the inside one, where it has them in kind of more of a risque cheerleader outfit. This is kind of what the Japanese cover looked like, and then the back again to it. So that's kind of cool. And a lot of these I don't really tend to reverse the covers, so they kind of stay that way, what you would find on the retail store shelves. Next up, Asphalt Injection. This is a racing game. One of the harder, I would consider this to be more one of the uncommon games. It was one of the earlier games for the PlayStation Vita. A lot of the earlier launch games I've been finding, doing some more research over the last couple of weeks, are starting to jump up in price. This one in particular, you can find on Amazon for the higher end of the $20 to low $30 range. I don't really know of anything particular about the PlayStation Vita other than it uses its motion sensor instead of using the sticks. So that's kind of a unique experience there on the PlayStation Vita for this version. One of my other favorite fighting games, BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend. This is the latest version for the BlazBlue series. Probably the last one we'll see on the Vita. They're trying to transition more for the PlayStation 4. And the thing is, with a lot of these fighters, it's only a one player. Even if you use the PlayStation TV, you can't have two players playing simultaneously on this. Instead, they include some extras, like some extra stories, some more of the unlockables or the DLC that you would find on the console versions. So there's that. And this one does include online playability from 2 to 4 players. Nothing special here. This is Borderlands 2 physical version. Since I got it digitally when I bought my PlayStation Vita, I wanted to have a physical version because I don't particularly like downloading larger games. I don't have the room for my memory card, and honestly, the game code's probably expired by now. May have shown this one. Child of Light. This is the only physical version of this game available, only on the PlayStation Vita. Haven't played it yet. Heard a lot of good things though about it. Interesting game coming out for a genre that's becoming more prominent on the PlayStation Vita. This is what they call an otame visual novel. Visual novels are pretty big in Japan from what I can see, but this one, Code Realize, is kind of different because you're taking on a female perspective, and you're being courted by several different male leads from different literary things. So you got Frankenstein, there's Dracula, there's um, who else? There's a couple of other ones that are interesting characters that you would find in fiction. So I think there's like six different guys that you court. So I haven't really started this one, but I know some people have played it and say it's actually pretty good for a visual novel. It's quite surprising. A lot of people have turned off the aspect that you're taking a more of a female perspective on it rather than a male and courting a ton of females. Dead or Alive 5 Plus. Uh, this one, for the unique experience for this, is you have the touchscreen controls, you have a first-person viewer. This did have crossplay with the original Dead or Alive 5 game that was available on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Sadly, that no longer works. The new last round versions for the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, I don't think it's even working on the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360 for the last round version. But beforehand, if you have an old copy of PlayStation of Dead or Alive 5 and you have the Vita version, somebody can jump in with the Vita version, still play, and you'd have all the costumes and everything. Deception 4 Blood Ties. This is kind of a unique game. I've been wanting to get down to play this one at some point in time. This is available on the PlayStation 3. It's kind of a quirky, distant game. You place traps in order to catch intruders into your castle. Very unique premises for this game. I don't believe there's anything too special about that one other than that fact that it's portable. These I kind of found interesting. This is Disgaea 3 and 4. These are strategy RPGs that were released on the PlayStation 3. If you've played Disgaea on the PlayStation 2, it's kind of more of the same, just they've expanded the story, more characters. These suddenly showed up in GameStops around my area. Like, every store near me got a copy of either Disgaea 4, and on some occasion, one or two stores got Disgaea 3. I'm not sure why they suddenly popped up. They just kind of appeared, and then I started noticing them. So I grabbed them. They're more on the expensive end, ranging around the low $30 range. I think in particular I picked these up between, I think Disgaea 3 was running me about 28, and the fourth game was around 31, 32. So kind of quirky. Dungeon Hunter Alliance. Picked this one up at Walmart for like $10. Not a very good game. It's a strategy game. Getting more into your hack and slash ones. Dynasty Warriors Extreme Legends Complete Collection. This is also available on the PlayStation 3. I want to say, I don't remember if it came out physical for PlayStation 3. Maybe it did. Just Dynasty Warriors. I mean, there's only 2 on the Vita. I don't have the other one, that's why you're not seeing it. This did have all the downloadable characters, clothing, costumes, and all that from the previous version. I may have shown this one off, I'm not sure. Dragon's Crown, a cool 4-player beat-em-up co-op. Really good story. You get classic characters. A lot of people are kind of bent out of shape over the art form that Vanillaware used for this game. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great little beat-em-up. Fantastic. I mean, the story's kind of so-so, but just the ability to go through and customize your character in different colors to kind of make them unique, level them up. I thought it was a cool experience. I really enjoyed it. This thing. This game I found out was really hard to track down. This is F1 2001. For whatever reason, I'm not sure what it is. If it's because it was one of the launch games for the Vita, this game's been going up in price. I think on Amazon right now it's in the high 30s. GameStop still carries it for $12, but it took me quite a while to hunt down. I think I actually found one copy somewhere in Wisconsin, and I had it shipped to my local store just to get it. And I had to call to make sure it actually included the case. A lot of stores had it. Well, not a lot, but 1 or 2 stores had it, but it was the cart only. So this is one to kind of look out for if you're getting into the Vita collection stuff. This is going to be seemingly difficult to find, or you're going to be spending quite a bit of it for it. Recent one I actually just picked up yesterday. Another one that's getting harder to find, to come by. It's still up there. It's around 22, 21, or less than that actually. I think new goes for 23. Used is about 14. And that's Farming Simulator 14. Which, being when I was a kid, I kind of grew up around farms. My uncle was into farming. My father went and helped out from time to time. So I spent quite a lot of time on combines and laying around in corn wagons and coming home wondering why I have corn in places that it shouldn't. So that's kind of interesting. Not sure how I'm going to feel about that. There is a 2016 version. Again, I haven't gotten that one yet. That one's more expensive. That one goes generally new for about $35. It has dropped a little bit. It was on sale a couple of weeks ago. It dropped down to $25 at GameStop, but then jumped back up after a week. And it's still kind of around the $30 range on Amazon too. FIFA 14 Legacy Edition. This is a strange one. I actually found this, as I mentioned, probably in my previous video 2 weeks ago. I found it a Toys R Us for $5 in a clearance bin. And then I drove and traveled to another Toys R Us, and they had it as well, but they were slicing 20. So, kind of quirky. I don't know why this one kind of varies between being in a clearance bin for $5 and going for 20 in another one. So that's strange to me. But it's soccer, and I guess a lot of people like soccer games on portable devices. Final Fantasy X X2, which most people know or are aware of, this only includes X on the cart. X2 is a downloadable code. You can import X2 from Japan, which comes on a cart. Which I'm not sure if I'm going to do or not. I was never really big into the Final Fantasy X and X2 when they came out. That's why it's still sealed for this one. I likely won't even do anything with this. Some versions of this game came with collectible cards. In some cases, I've seen them. Walmart still has a few. Every once in a while, they pop up. Up in the corner over here, it'll tell you if it includes the collectible cards or not. There's only like 3 or 4 of them. So, and it does tell you on the back that X2 is available as a download only. Another recent pickup I've been hunting for. This one's becoming a little harder to find. It's still pretty cheap. I think it was only like a $10 game used. Ben 10 Galaxy Racing. This is kind of a kart racer. It's okay. Nothing really special. You can find this one on the Wii, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360 as well. Everybody's played these. This is the God of War collection, which includes God of War 1 and 2 only. Very sluggish on the PlayStation Vita. There's a lot of slowdown. It doesn't really run at a full frames. So keep that in mind if you're ever looking for that one. Hot Shot Golf, another $10 Walmart pickup. It's golf. Sadly, it's the only Hot Shot ones that was available on the Vita. In most cases, you find Hot Shots multiple, like 2 or 3 versions on every system. So it's weird. Hyper Devotion Noir. This is a strategy RPG with the girls from the Hyper Dimension series. Introduces a few new characters. Strategy RPG, just kind of branching off. They've been doing that lately. There's a couple other ones. But yeah, that one you can get for around $10 on Amazon when they go on sale. Injustice Gods Among Us. This is the ultimate version for the Vita. It includes all the download characters, the costumes, and the extras you find on the console. I think this also matches the console version. Again, 1 player with 2-player online capability. Been hearing a lot that this is probably one of the better first-person shooter games on the Vita. This is Killzone Mercenary. I haven't had a chance to open this one up yet, but a lot of people are really saying it's probably the best shooter for the system. They do have another one, I think Liberator, which for whatever reason I haven't picked up yet. That one I've seen for about $15. Mercenary is up there still. It seems to hold a lot of value, hovering around the mid-$20 range. Lego Batman 2. It's a Lego game. Who hasn't played these? This is also available on multiple systems. The only one that's unique about this version is instead of it being 3D, it's more of a 2D game. So, kind of strange. Another one everybody's probably played, Lego Jurassic Park World. Not much to say on that one. And this one, Lego Lord of the Rings. Same thing as any other consoles. It is a little slower. A lot of people don't like that. Seems kind of clunkier too. Little Big Planet, PS Vita edition. This is a unique game and exclusive to the PlayStation Vita. Lost Dimension. This is an interesting game. It plays a lot like a mix between the Danganronpa series and Valkyrie Chronicles. The strategy game is you pick a certain number of characters to go through each floor. Once you finish off that floor, there's like 5 to 10 different levels. You have to choose a person to sacrifice. There's a traitor within your group, and you're trying to figure out who that traitor is by the time you get to the top of the tower. So that's kind of intense. I mean, you're killing off your partners, and you may have them leveled up to a certain point, and you're like, yeah, see ya, bye. Luminous, rhythm game. Everybody's pretty much seen this. One of the launch games for the Vita. Really cheap. This is crazy. This one, for whatever reason, this is Madden NFL 13, which available on all other consoles. A lot cheaper. This one, for whatever reason, is really holding high. GameStop sells the cart only for about $23. eBay is selling it for anywhere between the mid-20s for the cart only, and to find the case is even harder. And in weird situations like Amazon is selling this game sealed and new for over $100. This is probably like one of the most expensive Madden games I've ever come across. I had sticker shock when I found a copy of this copy, and they were asking $25 for it. That blew my mind. Those usually sports games after so many years drop down to like $2. I think even the Xbox 360 version right now goes for just $2. So really weird. Probably one you may want to jump on along with the F1 game. If you want to get those before they come even harder to find. Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. This was also released on the PlayStation 3. However, the PlayStation 3 version also included an extra game. I don't remember what game that was. I think it was the other PSP version, or the 2 versions for the PSP. I don't know why they only included 2. Maybe it was card space. No download stuff. Nothing else really special about that other than there's those 2 games. MLB The Show 12, 13, and 14. I got these each for anywhere between $5 and $10. Really cheap to find, still readily available. A lot of stores clearancing them out. Best Buy, I think, still has MLB 14 and 15. 15 only comes with the downloadable code, and you only get the box. So you're paying full retail price, $20, for a box to sit on your shelf. Lame. My Nation Racers, also available on the PlayStation 3. I've actually heard that this one was more fun just because it's portable. It fit the PlayStation Vita a little bit more than the PlayStation 3 version. Mortal Kombat. This is kind of like the Ultimate Edition. This includes Kratos, just like the PlayStation 3 version. To add to the Vita version, they included touchscreen capabilities. There's also gyroscopic features, so you can turn it sideways. And I think there's a kind of what they did with the Dead or Alive one, where you have kind of a first-person view. You also have a unique tower that's only available in this version that wasn't available on the consoles. So there are some bonus additions for this, even though you're only down to 1 player with 2-player competitive online only. So, kind of interesting. Another uncommon game, Natural Doctrine. I haven't really played this one. This is kind of like a strategic defense game, I guess. This is by NIS. NIS did have a special edition version of this, which I did not get. You can still find copies of these every once in a while over at GameStop. They'll run you $15 or so. Ninja Gaiden Plus and Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. These were on clearance at Target for $15. Nothing really different from some of the other games. I think they include some of the DLC that was available on the PlayStation 3. One Piece, Unlimited World Red. This is an exclusive to GameStop, only available at GameStop. You can't really buy it anywhere else. It's by Namco. They may have it on their website, but I was never really big into One Piece. I didn't get into the series, so I couldn't tell you anything about the story or really what the game is like. Operation Abyss, another NIS game, which had a special edition, which I did not get. I found this used at GameStop by chance. They didn't really carry these on the shelf much, so when this one came in, I snagged it. It was a $25 game. I think you can still find copies on NIS's website for that. Project Diva F2nd, a Miku game by Sega. This one's kind of unique, just in the case that this is one of the few games that came with some extra goodies in it on the retail side. It came with a Wise Schwartz collector card with Miku, and it includes a manual, which, what the hell? Not anything else really came with it. And it's pretty small, but it gives you some basic stuff. But that's one of the unique ones to kind of hunt for. So this one, I wouldn't say it's considered complete unless it includes the card and the manual. There isn't any reversible cover on this one. And the last game we got for this round, Putty Squad, which available too on the Wii, PlayStation 3. It's a remake of an old game, Putty Squad. Don't really know much. Nobody really talks about this game too much. It's kind of uncommon, but also pretty cheap on Amazon. I actually bought this for $15. It recently dropped down to around $10. I'm not sure if it bounced back up yet or not, but something to look for. So there you have it, 44 Vita games so far. And we'll maybe come up with the part 2 probably a couple weeks later. And then we'll do one for the limited editions. And then from there on, we'll just kind of go through and as I pick up more games and kind of go through and talk about those when I get to them. So that's it. Thanks, guys, for drudging through about 20 minutes of this crap. If you have any questions or if you see a game that maybe has interested you, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to discuss some of these games. This has become kind of my biggest passion so far. Really getting into a lot of these indie games. So that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you next time.